We are very excited for tonight's interview and also for the fact that we as Thrift Babes are also tech babes and we have so much technology at our fingertips. So I'm seeing that we have 3 viewers, which is amazing. And I'm just realizing that one of my tabs, yep, I just heard myself. One of my tabs was open, playing my voice, which is good because that means that our live broadcast is working. So I'm going to jump right into things. Hannah, are you ready to rock? Rock the party?
Yeah. I'm not on like the YouTube screen, so I'm not going to be able to see comments. So I'm just going to trust you.
That's right. That's right. And you're not big on my screen either. I just switched it. So I'm hoping as the controller that you guys can see Hannah because I only deserve a tiny box at this point.
I'm in a tiny box on my side, so.
We're all in tiny boxes. So, okay. So let's start at the top, guys. Hey, it's Sammy D here. I am so excited to introduce you guys again to Hannah Rupp. I feel like it was 2 months ago, 3 months ago, we did an amazing Facebook Live. Hannah was one of the first people I asked to actually be a participant in the Thrift Babe Influencer series. And we tried so hard, but our Wi-Fi connection was failing and we could not clearly communicate with each other. It was actually quite humorous and you guys were incredibly supportive. So I invited Hannah to jump back on because I wanted to make sure that you guys met her, that you guys learned more about who she is, what she stands for, her history as a thrifter, her history as basically a style influencer in the 80s and 90s sphere, which we're really going to dive into tonight. I'm an 80s baby myself and I'm constantly learning from her, which is just outrageous. And we both have a passion for cassette tapes, which is also outrageous. So everyone, welcome. And thank you, Hannah, for being on again.
Yes, hello. Thank you for having me.
So let's jump right into things. You know, how did your journey as a thrifter begin? And more specifically, I like to ask people, when did you learn that you had the gift for thrift?
Okay. So I started thrifting when I was in my mom's womb. You know, I've been a thrifter my entire life. And then I think the gift of thrift, it was probably when I was a teenager and I would do a lot of thrifting. I would get a lot of compliments on my outfits, and it's not like I wore anything amazing. It was, you know, at the time as a teenager, it was like jeans, t-shirts, hoodies, that kind of stuff. Right. And my friends would always comment and just say how amazing my clothes looked, and I would say, "Oh, I thrifted it," and they said they could never find that kind of stuff, and I'm like, it's not that amazing. So that was when I learned that I must be a little different.
Right. Yeah. That's awesome. And when you were thrifting with your parents, was that something that you enjoyed when you were younger, or like, did you have to work your way into that mindset of becoming a thrifter?
Oh no, it was just another store to me. I never saw it as anything weird. It was just going shopping.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so let's jump into your blog and your YouTube channel. So if you guys are tuning in, somewhere in the comments below the YouTube video, I have linked Hannah's YouTube channel and also her blog, both which are called The Outfit Repeater. Hannah, how did you come up with that name? I know that's not on our list of questions, but that just dawned on me. Like, where does that name come from?
Yeah, because it's kind of different. I think I brainstormed it for like a year. I was so like stressed out trying to pick the perfect name because when I first started blogging back in 2009, I had the blog name An Old Story. It was kind of a riff on how my clothes told an old story because it was all about that, secondhand fashion. So the Outfit Repeater, I wanted a name that was kind of like a nickname because I was really inspired by a few blogs like the Man Repeller. It was very inspired by the Man Repeller. So I stumbled upon the Outfit Repeater, and it was also a quote from the Lizzie McGuire movie when Kate calls Lizzie an outfit repeater. She's like, "You're such an outfit repeater." Not that I'm like a huge McGuire fan, but it's part of the pop culture and everything that I like.
Absolutely. So. That is so cool. Who played Lizzie McGuire?
Hilary Duff.
That's what I thought. I was going to say but like I completely forgot this. That's where Hillary Duff was like twerking, basically.
Yeah.
So great. You were such an outfit repeater, Hannah.
Yeah. And I just thought that embodied what I was trying to express. Rewearing my clothes and rewearing other people's clothes, thrifted stuff. So yeah, it was just a really good fit for me.
Love it. Okay, so the man repeller and the outfit repeater are on the same platform for us thrift babes. So it's funny that you mentioned the man repeller because I met her once. She wasn't very nice, but maybe she was having a bad day. It's okay because it happens, but I don't think
you always try to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. You never know, but I was a little hurt by that. So back to you. So this is great. I didn't realize that you started blogging in 2009. What inspired you to start sharing your passions with the world, especially in the dark ages of the internet? Because let's be frank, 2009 was the dark ages of the internet.
Oh yeah, it totally was. So that was the year that I graduated high school. And so all through high school, I basically, with my clothes, I was always just trying to blend in, as most kids do. And my friends didn't really like the whole thrifting or vintage things that I liked. And so, as soon as I was done with high school, it's like, well, I'm going to do my own thing. And so I had started reading some fashion blogs, a year or two before that. And I thought, oh, I'll try that. And so I started a fashion blog, and that way I could start reaching people.
Wow. And did you start on Tumblr or WordPress or something else?
Blogger, Blogspot, that one.
Blogger.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so tell us more about your YouTube channel and the type of content you share. And really, I mean, I've done YouTube like off and on. I don't think I've released a video since like June. YouTube takes a lot of effort, and so there's some sort of motivation in your heart. And then what type of content do you provide? What can people expect to see on your channel?
Okay. So I started my YouTube. It was kind of an extension of my blog because I felt like my personality wasn't really getting expressed in videos. Like I like to think I have a good sense of humor, and it's kind of hard to get a joke across in words. So I started my YouTube channel to go with my blog. It's all about fashion stuff, but I also wanted to be a little funny. So I started fashion parody videos, or I would kind of do my own version of whatever videos were kind of going viral or trendy at the time. But then it's kind of evolved. I started doing thrift hauls, and people really responded well to doing thrift hauls. They just wanted to see what I was thrifting. So then I for the past few years, then I've really done, or just tried to stick in like a thrifty fashion bubble, doing fashion tutorials or thrift hauls or lookbooks. Those ones were always fun to do.
Yeah. It didn't take a lot of time, but they're fun.
Yeah.
You have an awesome backdrop, a pink backdrop. Is that just on your wall?
No, that's actually like backdrop paper, like they use for photo shoots. So yeah, I have that rigged to my ceiling in my basement.
Yeah, it's beautiful. If you guys haven't actually gone on Hannah's Instagram, which is _rup, your photos with the pink backdrop are amazing.
Thank you. I've actually been thinking about changing the color too. I know. I'm kind of thinking like a blue, like aqua, something like that.
Yeah, I see that for you.
I don't know. Might be scary because now people have gotten to know me for pink.
I know, it's true. But like, I love that because like it's on your wall and it's pretty cheap, pretty affordable in your basement, and the shots are so professional.
Thank you.
So it's like for anyone out there who wants to be more professional with their Instagram photos or their Facebook photos, sometimes you can't, have a walking photographer around you. I know I can't. So it's such a great in-between to reach.
Oh yeah. I mean, everything I do, it's DIY myself. Tripod, remotes, all of that. Yeah.
That is incredible. Okay. So, here is the question of questions. So for those of you who know Hannah, you know that she loves the 80s and 90s. I was born in 1986. I think you were born in 90?
91.
91. Okay. So
Yeah.
we're both 80s, 90s babies. I like to think that 1996 was like the prime year of my life because I was 10 years old. And that's when pop culture started to stick, you know, like I remember things. So I want to hear from you. Why do you love the 80s and 90s? And like, how did that, you know, sort of passion evolve for you?
Okay, well, I'm the youngest of 7 kids, so I got a lot of their yeah. I don't know if I really talk about it that much. So, yeah. So, youngest of 7. So, I got a lot of their, like, leftovers and hand-me-downs. So, while we were living in the 90s, I was still getting all of my siblings stuff from the 80s because, you know, we're a frugal family. So, you know, it never really, fazed me that I was playing with a Rock'em Sock'em Robot or a Stretch Armstrong. You know, those were just the toys I had to play with. And then it was later on in life, I was like, oh, those all were from the 80s. I didn't know that. But then I really made the 80s my own. When I was 8 years old, I watched The Goonies for the first time, the movie The Goonies, and Cyndi Lauper was in that. And I had never seen someone like her before, you know, with like colored hair and just like these weird clothes. And I wanted to be Cyndi Lauper after that. And so that was when I like went full force. I want to love the 80s.
That is so cool. Yeah. Cyndi Lauper. What is your favorite song by Cyndi Lauper? Do you have one?
Oh, so many. Pretty much her entire first album. She's So Unusual. Yeah. I don't know. I could listen to that back to back all day long.
So the title is She's So Unusual?
Yeah, that's the album.
That's a blog name waiting to happen.
Oh, I know. And my brother, the one who I talk about online, my brother Ethan, he's in a band and they're called The Unusuals. And it's not because of Cyndi Lauper, but I always kind of tease him that it's because of Cyndi Lauper.
that is so awesome. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with her music beyond, you know, her hit Girls Just Want to Have Fun, but I think it's a remake, but I love her version, or maybe it's her song of Time After Time. I just love it.
Oh yeah, that's her. That's her. Yeah.
That is the original song. I love it.
Yeah.
Just a sweet song. Oh my gosh. That's awesome.
Without hearing that.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay, everyone, now we all have to go on Spotify and listen to Cyndi Lauper because
oh yeah. Yeah, show her some love.
I love it. I love she's such a thrift babe. I mean, her stylist was definitely thrifting a lot of her looks.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Love it. Okay, cool. So, all right. So, all right. So I mean, it sounds like you've had a lot of family influence with learning about the 80s and 90s, but then you, like you said, I made it my own. So how have you educated yourself on those eras?
Okay, well, after I watched The Goonies, then it kind of was bouncing between different movies. I don't remember which ones. And then I started listening to the music of the 80s, and I would get a lot of CDs from the library. So yeah, for a long time, it was just movies and CDs, listening to a lot of that. And then when I was in my late teens, that's when I started collecting magazines, like the teen magazines from the 80s and the catalogs, like Sears catalogs or Ward's catalogs, those kind of things.
Delia's.
Yeah, well, you know, eventually Delia's.
Did you ever see Moxie Girl?
It sounds familiar.
I'm throwing this in there. I'm sorry, guys. I'm making this about me, but Moxie Girl was like from 1997. And it was my AOL screen name.
Oh, really?
Because of the catalog.
Oh my gosh.
And Moxie means to like have something special, like a special sauce. So okay, anyway.
Yeah. That's fun. Yeah.
So you pretty much educated yourself by pop culture, like movies, magazines, catalogs, music.
Yep.
That's so cool. How would you, I mean, is there a book that you've come across for people, or a resource or a website or a Facebook group for people to learn about the 80s and 90s that's accurate?
It's kind of random, but there's one that I can think of. It's both a website and a book. It's about abandoned malls from the 80s. It has, well, it's about malls from the 80s, but now they're abandoned. So it's about, you know, like mall culture and stuff. And
Okay.
I like malls, like the game Mall Madness and stuff. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know the specific name, but I'm sure if you Google it, abandoned malls from the 80s, it'll come up.
Nice.
I mean, how many other books could there be about that?
No. There's, I mean, that's definitely a niche. I mean, I think even for you, like coming out with an ebook of things to know, just call it things to know about the 80s and 90s. I'd buy that.
Yeah. Oh, and there was a recent book that came out. I had gotten, it's called Paperback Crush. Okay, I can almost see it. I can't read the name. Gabrielle Moss wrote it just recently. It's about books from the 80s and 90s, well, even some 70s, you know, about the teen series and stuff from that time. It's a really good book.
Is it within arm's reach? Can you grab it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta take my headphones off.
Let's do this. And you know, I'm asking these questions because also, guys, if you are looking to work in vintage or secondhand, even, it's important to know about the 80s and 90s, which are becoming more vintage eras.
Okay. Paperback Crush. So
it's so big.
See. Yeah, it is. So it's split into different chapters about just whatever the books would cover. So this one's jobs. It's about the Babysitters Club, you know, being little teen entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Got, you know, romance and I don't know, all of the things. Oops, there goes a note. Yeah.
We hate everything but boys.
Yeah.
Love everything but boys. That's my
yeah.
This is so cool. Oh my God. All right. So let's move on to talk thrifting. Just because you're in Wisconsin. And actually my current Airbnb guests are from Wisconsin. So this is like perfect timing.
Oh, fun.
Isn't that fun? I'll have to find out where they're from and message them.
Maybe I know them.
Maybe you do. They're incredibly nice people. So tell us about the thrifting in Wisconsin. And I know that you have this special store you go to, which you started sharing on IG, and it was like a big thing where you were like, guys, like, this is my secret store. Don't abuse it. Can you tell us more about that store, and then obviously where else you shop, and like the experience of where you thrift and what that's like for you?
Okay, so I did start sharing some reviews on my blog of the different thrift stores that I go to. I'm not quite sure which one specifically you saw.
The one that it's free.
Oh, okay. So I go to a couple. Yeah, I go to a couple of those. Let's see, like 2 or 3 different stores. They're called community closets, where, you know, you drop off clothes and then you can pick up, you know, if you're in need of something like that or anything like that.
So you
I still haven't revealed
to take clothes, like it's a swap.
No, you don't have to. But you know, it feels better to do it that way. I don't know. But I haven't revealed the locations of where those are. Not online.
You gotta find it, guys. She's not gonna tell you.
You have to like be my best friend or something. But yeah, I've been sharing other locations online. I've shared quite a few all over Wisconsin. I'm working on a few for Illinois too, because I live right next to the Illinois border, so got a few locations there. Let's see. So, what was the other part of the question? Just
what is thrifting like in Wisconsin? I mean, do you feel like it's like high level thrifting, or do you feel like there's like better treasure hunting elsewhere? Like, just so people get an understanding of what it's like.
Well, I feel like it's a lot of like the volunteer run stores, or at least those are the ones that I love to hit up, because especially where I'm at, we're just surrounded by so many small towns. And so, you know, they're not going to have all a Goodwill or something. So they just have like their own little mom and pop kind of shops. Yeah. And definitely a lot of antiques, a lot of antique stores.
Nice. And how are those stores? Are they pretty affordable?
Yeah, I'd say so. I've never really been appalled by prices in Wisconsin.
Awesome. Yeah, I was speaking to some people from Idaho, and they don't have a Salvation Army within 2 hours of them. And that blew my mind, because where I'm from in Pennsylvania, like, I mean, there's one in my hometown, and then there's one like 40 minutes away. So I found that to be quite interesting. So I'm curious.
Yeah, we've got all the chains.
I'm so sorry, I didn't hear you.
That's okay. I said we've got all the chains. You know, we've got Goodwill, Savers, Salvation Army, St. Vincent's. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. And are they in your area though, or are they like far away from where you live?
Probably about within an hour or so. I could get to any of the chains. Yeah.
Got it. But you stick to the community run thrift stores.
Yeah. Yep. I like those ones the best.
Love it. So your wardrobe is from the tiny mom and pop stores, which is awesome. Awesome. Okay, so here's a question that's like inspired by the fact that, you know, Hannah's so colorful, and also has had a health journey over the years that she's shared with her audience, and she shared more with me over email. And, you know, I like to ask people questions related to who they are and how fashion sort of, you know, shapes them into a better version of themselves, or is something that helps transform them through a period of time or a chapter of their life. So, you know, Hannah, like, you definitely, I feel like, are totally yourself. Obviously, we're all works in progress. I know sometimes I'm not totally myself, depending on whom I'm around. But being self-aware is like step one to happiness. So I feel like you have a great sense of self-awareness. So how have you developed that, you know, over time? I mean, it sounds like in high school, which was only 10 years ago for you, you were a little bit more like, hey, I'm blending in. And then all of a sudden you like, you know, blossomed. So how has that journey been for you? And this is just kind of a free form, open question.
Sure. So let's see. I'll jump off the whole back in high school wanting to blend in. So after that, I kind of, I lost a lot of my friendships. So in a sense, I kind of lost that identity. And so I had to kind of rebuild myself. But I mean, a lot of people in their 20s, I mean, we're all about changing and evolving and finding ourselves. So I had really gotten into Tumblr, reading fashion blogs and a lot on Tumblr. And I would read a lot of, so at the time I would have been plus size, you know, within the last 10 years. And so I read a lot of like fat fashion bloggers, and they just love themselves. And through watching them just wear whatever the heck they wanted, it just made me feel like, oh, I can just wear whatever the heck I want. And so that was how I started developing my style and getting to where I am today.
Right. That's awesome. And so, you know, you have had weight loss since then. So how has that, you know, how has that shift? I don't know, how has that shift kind of helped with your brand, or like changed how you want to, or not even changed, but just inspired how you want to help people and how you want to connect with your audience?
Okay, that's an interesting question.
Right now, guys, I'm digging deep because I see something that she might not see in herself. So,
well, at the time, so when I was plus size and thrifting and loving the internet and everything, I would say I felt more unique at that time. And then when I went through the weight loss, I started to feel not as unique, because then I was becoming more of just a standard size, and I felt like I looked up like everybody else. And so I think for a while I was dressing a little more weird, just to like look, you know, like almost like attention grabbing kind of thing, because I didn't want to blend in. You know, I was kind of starting to find myself, and I like standing out and everything. So yeah, I think that was an answer.
you know, I totally get that, because I also think when you're like in that stage of like figuring yourself out, you kind of push the boundaries just to see what happens. You're like, push this button. And I know I used to do that. Like you and I should probably like find old photos of ourselves and like compare, because like the stuff I used to wear, like, I'm not going to swear, but I would say like SHIT, like,
yeah,
like, it's ridiculous. Like I look back and I'm like what was that? Like, but I was just trying to, I don't know. I was just like, I cut off all my hair, and then I started like putting designs in my hair, and then like, I just outrageous stuff. So it's fine.
Experimental. Yeah.
I'm glad I did it, but now I'm more like, Like I'm totally fine in like all black and, you know, one popping accessory. I don't need to like, I don't know, just be pushing buttons. So it's part of the journey.
Definitely.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so let's talk about your finds.
Oh, okay.
Let's talk about your finds. So this is the part, everyone, where I like to ask our Thrift Babe influencers to share some of their recent finds. And I've also asked Hannah if she has an 80s or 90s find to share with us, because I'd love to see something specifically. So take it away.
Okay. So I picked out a few things that I've recently found. Let's see. I kind of picked the things that were most popular when I shared them on Instagram or in the video. So one of them that I just shared, I got last month and then shared on Instagram, was a 17 magazine from the year 2000, all about, you know, the millennium and New Year. It was good. And then
rest in peace, 17.
Yeah, I know, it's so sad. So yeah, I'm definitely never gonna let this one go.
Who's on the cover? Model?
Okay, so this has Jessica Alba, Kirsten Dunst, and Brittany Murphy.
Oh, rest in peace, Brittany Murphy.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So it's a year of great hair. What are the other headlines?
Not a size 6 and proud of it. Quiz, is it really over? 10 years in jail, one teen story. And stop, get an on the street makeover. Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
It's so funny. And it's pretty sick. Which month is that?
This is January 2000. So it's right there at the new, you know, the Y2K.
It's so fascinating. Okay, we need to see some photos of this in Thrift Babes.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. I'd also shared, what?
I said, this is awesome.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, I posted about it on Instagram last week, and then I shared some of the pages in my stories. But yeah, I'll definitely, I'll share more on Thrift Babes for sure.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Let's see. This was something.
What is this?
So, people. So I am asked if I thrift like stuff for my room, and I totally do. So this is a lipstick lamp.
I can't.
So this was, someone at the store was really into it, and then everyone online was really into it. Here, I can actually plug it in.
I mean, you could sell this for $1,000.
Who
in Thrift Babes wants this? Please comment.
No, this was on my thrifting wish list from years ago, and then I just found it, you know, a couple months ago.
You manifested it.
Oh yes. Yeah. So it glows a little bit. It's not like lamp, but you know, it's. I know. Here we go.
Oh my God. And I love it. It's like a modern lipstick color. It's purple.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
It's crazy. It's so big. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So wait, this was on your wish list. So when did you learn about these? Because I never knew they existed.
I think one day I was Googling like novelty lamps because I wanted a fun lamp for my room. And then I came across one. I think it was selling at Target. This actually might be the one from Target. I don't know, because it's not vintage. It's got all of the stickers on it.
Oh, right.
But I had found a few vintage ones on Etsy from the 80s, of course. But yeah.
Okay, so hint, guys, for your holiday gift giving, novelty lamp. Look it up. What's out there?
Yeah, for sure.
That's so cool. I love this.
Okay. Something that I just had in my thrift haul last week, because last week was my monthly thrift haul video. So my mom and I thrift together a lot, and so she found this sweatshirt. It's a dark green sweatshirt, and it says "whatever."
Whatever, like what, like loser, like whatever. It's great.
And so, yeah, and I'm gonna steal it from her, of course. Yeah.
So great. So excellent.
Let's see. Since we were talking about 80s music, I do have this Aretha Franklin album. So this is just a single of Who's Zoomin' Who. But I just love the look of it. It's so the pop art and everything is beautiful.
It's in mint condition.
Oh yeah, it's good. It actually has a sleeve on it too, but I just took that off so it didn't get reflected.
Another rest in peace. We have a lot of rest in pieces on this this haul.
Yeah, that's always the sad thing about thrifting stuff from the 80s and 90s. Yeah.
Right.
Let's see. I got this. I've had this for a while, but it's a New Kids on the Block. New Kids on the Block board game. And I got this for $1.29 at a thrift store somewhere. It's crazy.
Could you also resell that for a pretty penny?
I probably could. Yeah. I think we had it when I was a kid. It was one of those, like as I was saying, toys from my older siblings, but we haven't had it in a long time. So let's see. I did play it with my sister, and she remembered a lot of it. So it's a fun game.
It's block party time. If you've ever been to a block party, they're actually quite fun in real life.
I've never been to a real block party. No. But the New Kids on the Block, they're going to be doing a mixtape tour next summer with Salt and Peppa and Tiffany and Debbie Gibson, and I got tickets for it. Yeah. It's
congratulations.
Like the best. Yeah.
Where are you seeing them?
Milwaukee. I'm pretty sure Milwaukee. Yeah. They get a lot of the good concerts. So yeah.
That's going to be so much fun.
Yep. So that's my plans for next summer.
That's going to be
gonna hang tough with them.
Hang tough. Yes. Oh my gosh. Salt and Peppa, come on. Like, my favorite karaoke song is None of Your Business.
Is that a New Kids on the Block song?
No. It's a Salt and Peppa.
Okay.
It starts out.
Oh, okay.
What's the matter with your life? Why you wanna mess with mine? Don't keep sweating what I do, because I'm going to be just fine. Check it out. If I... yeah. And then it gets like
that sounds fun.
A little not PG for Thrift Babes.
Yeah.
But we're all adults.
Okay. Hopefully.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Awesome. Okay, so so we talked about some of your finds. Wait, did we cover every single one of your finds?
Well, those were recent finds. I do have like all-time favorite great finds. I can show a few of those.
Let's keep going.
Okay. So one actually bought online, but I think it still counts as, secondhand thrifty. I got a mint green cassette player. It's one of those, I don't remember what the name of it is, but little boom boxes. Because this was something that I could never find in stores. So I finally just splurged on eBay.
It has a strap.
Oh yeah. It's in mint condition. I don't know how that happened. Yeah.
It's mint and it's amazing, and it plays your cassettes.
Oh yes. That was a big perk that it wasn't going to eat them. Yeah.
Thumbs up.
I have another board game that I got at a store. I think got it for like $1. This is the Sabrina the Teenage Witch board game. Again, I thought it was appropriate since I got the Sabrina reboot and everything.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Melissa Joan Hart. Oh, that's so cool.
That's a good one.
How many board games do you own, Hannah?
Too many. Way too many. I don't know, probably more than 50.
Wow.
Oh yeah. I have a whole closet full.
I want a whole video just about your board games.
Okay. You got it. Okay. And the last all-time best find, I'll just show this. Okay. So this is a Michael Jackson Thriller jacket, an original from 1983. Yes.
You have okay, I think you showed me at least $500 worth of resale value tonight.
It's all priceless though.
Maybe 800. Like, I'm just doing a quick calculation. So funny. If anyone ever has credit card debt, sell your fines.
Oh, I know. This one, I think I saw it for like 1,000 online or like 1,200. So yeah, it's my, if I am ever in an emergency, because it's in pretty good condition. I mean,
that looks pretty good to me.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Congratulations on being a community thrift store thrifter.
Thank you. You froze again.
We're almost done. So if it freezes,
okay. You're back. Okay.
Be the last time it freezes.
Okay.
Awesome. I was saying congratulations on being a community thrifter or a community store thrifter, but achieving like all-star thrift status.
Yeah, thrift store legend.
Yeah, legend. Awesome. Awesome. So Thrift Babes, I hate to do this, but I think our Wi-Fi is like stop streaming because we're having a little bit of freezing and delays between Hannah and I. But the good news is that we did it. We
made it. Yeah.
So I need to know from you, because you are beautiful and so inspiring and full of so much nostalgic vintage goodness and thrift inspiration. How can Thrift Babes find you and connect with you?
So I've got a blog, a YouTube channel, Instagram, Facebook. I think those are my 4 big platforms, and you will have the links down below.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Yes. So when we finish this video, what I'm going to do for those of you who may have tuned in midway or toward the end is download it from YouTube and upload it to Thrift Babes and add Hannah's links there so that you can follow her. But they're also linked in the comments below this video right now if you want to go follow her and say hi. And Hannah, thank you so much for just sharing with us and being here tonight and being one of our Thrift Babe influencers. I'm also going to share that I think, Hannah, you're kicking us off next week.
Oh, yeah. With the
12 days of thrift hauls. So I need to make that flyer tonight because I've been so busy. But if you like what you saw tonight from Hannah, just wait until next Monday. She's going to be the first thrifter. Oh, yeah. The first thrifter, 100% thrift haul to celebrate the holidays and to inspire us all to buy our gifts secondhand. So she's going to go live in Thrift Babes. So thank you, Hannah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, we're going to say goodbye, and I'm going to end the broadcast. Bye, everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Hannah. Bye. Bye, Michael Jackson jacket.